There is a lot of other things or other professionals or so-called professionals field who may give clients some answers that are maybe that's something that they want to hear or sounds great, but what are the consequences? The fact that someone gave you an answer that is good to hear doesn't make it right. And I think the cost of dealing with the issue afterwards can be very high, and the stress and the money that you need to spend on defending the return later on can exceed any tax savings that you can get instantaneously. So my advice to taxpayers, do your due diligence in determining who is a good and reputable tax preparer or CPA or an accountant who can represent you.
Tax law is the same too. You have to do your due diligence, especially in the tax world, because depending on the type of business you own or what your position is in the tax world, like, if you pay the IRS or if you a W-2 employee who might get a refund or something, depending on what your situation is, you have to know that every income year.
Obviously, having QuickBooks helps to have a better track of all the expenses, all the income, and all the transactions. Because obviously, if there is an audit, it's the biggest problem. When the taxpayers don't have records, it is an issue. The tax code provides that the taxpayer is obligated to keep adequate books and records. And when the taxpayer does not keep adequate books and records, then the IRS either can disallow the expenses for lack of substantiation. And again, they understand that the expenses are paid, but bank statements or a credit card statement is not enough. You have to keep adequate books and records to substantiate the business purpose of the expense. So it is very important. Or on the income side, if there are no adequate books and records, then the IRS can pursue some other methods of reconstructing income, which can result in a big liability. They need to sit down and talk maybe to their return preparer about this audit, or honestly think about what are the issues that may arise in this audit. Obviously, if it's something relatively small, like substantiation of Schedule C expenses, then I think a good knowledgeable accountant can easily handle this audit. But if the client knows that there is a potential for unreported income, for example, that can create some exposure on the civil tax side or potential on the criminal tax side. Let's say if there are some undisclosed accounts or undisclosed foreign accounts, think about it and be honest with yourself. And if you see that there are some potential issues, then you may want to go to a tax attorney to help you navigate through this process.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Igor, for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Me too. This podcast will be available on Podbean and Spotify. I will also have it available on YouTube and some other places, but I will link everything on Facebook, and I will definitely let everybody know in my social media. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.